Hey, so I'm still not done talking. um, I'm not done. I'm not done. I don't know that I'll ever be done. In fact, I feel like a lot of people tried to kill me, destroy me, um, sabotage me to a point where I actually did die in 2019. I had a near-death experience, but um, I'm still kicking. Uh, right now, I'm stronger than ever, and it's kind of a really cool feeling. It's like in the 3D, yeah, it looks like I'm down for the count. Thank God I don't look at the 3D bullshit, huh? It looks like poverty, loss, kind of embarrassed by where I live, getting over a lot of abuse that a lot of narcissists put on me recently. But man, I don't know. I've never felt this powerful before. I've never felt like I can overcome something as quickly and bounce back as quickly as in like one day. In like one day. I was so pissed yesterday, the day before. Wow, I was so mad that people were stealing from me energetically. And now it's like one day, and I just feel like, wait, no one's stealing from me. No one can steal from me. No one's allowed to steal from me anymore. I realized that I was doing a lot of readings for other people, getting nothing back for it. Trying to help the collective, but like suffering the whole time. And I guess I didn't realize how not okay that is. I don't even like talking about being that unempowered. I don't even like it. I don't like feeling like I was at all a victim of anything. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's unhealthy, I'm not sure, but I don't even want to heal. I don't need to heal. I am healed. I've been at this a long time. I've been sharing my testimony not only on this channel, but on a couple other channels for, 11 years. Since I had my out-of-body experience where I met a being of white light. I was meditating and I had an out-of-body experience, unexpected. I wasn't high, I wasn't on anything. I was meditating and I just popped out of my body. Next thing you know, I'm dancing with God for 30 seconds. And then I get cast down. I get sent right the fuck back to hell where I came from. And then I had to go through 11 years of torture that I never had to experience at all. I believed that I deserved hell. I knew that heaven existed, but I thought that I deserved hell. Tried my best to claw my way out of it, not realizing clawing your way out of something implies that there is a something to claw out of. All I had to do was tune into that frequency at any time. I could have sat my ass down and meditated and tried it again. But I had to go through the dark night of the soul. And I'm proof positive, guys. You can get out of the dark night of the soul. Sadly, yeah, for me it took 11 years. Where do you think you're at on yours? I'm sorry, I can't sit here and tell you I know the time. No one knows the day or the hour of the coming of the Lord, right? 11 years ago was the coming of the Lord for me, and this is his second coming. He's coming back, that's for sure. But yeah, I remember getting called every name in the book. I was like called demon worshiper, Satanist, Jezebel spirit, Satan worshiper. I was told that I was following the false light and I was leading people to hell. Well, technically speaking, I was already in hell, so kind of they were right. I was sort of kind of leading people to hell, but I was trying to lead them out of it. So I mean, I guess A for effort, huh? I was trying my best. But yeah, I didn't realize it would take 11 years. I thought I'd never get there. I thought that place that I was in for 30 seconds was outside of me. I thought that it was just like a gift, but also a curse. It was a curse in that I thought I was damned for eternity to always know about that place but never be able to go back, right? But then I also thought it's a blessing and a gift in that it exists at all. But gifts have to be bestowed to somebody. Gifts have to be given. And now I'm learning gifts don't have to be given by anybody outside of yourself. You give yourself that gift. I am now giving myself heaven. Anytime someone projects bullshit onto me, anytime somebody gossips about me, slanders, sends negative energies in my dreams, whatever, it doesn't matter. I choose to bounce back from it faster than ever before because I've learned a secret here. The secret is, it's been within me all along. I was the one saying I didn't deserve it. There was nothing outside of me. There was no God outside of me. In fact, the only reason I found that place was because of me. I chose to. I chose to sit my ass down and meditate. It was only the second and third time I'd ever tried it because I was raised religious. I was raised Pentecostal. And my mom and grandmother, my grandmother ran the church. She was the pastor. My mom told me, "Oh, don't you try that meditation stuff. That's a doorway to devils." And she called my grandma. Of course, my grandma agreed and said, "You're going to open the door to Satan, and we don't want that," and all this. And I was like, "Mom, I already have Satan in my life. First of all, he's my boyfriend. Second of all, he's my coworker. Third of all, it's my best friend. Fourth of all, it's the Xanax that I have to pop like candy because I'm depressed all the fucking time. The devil's already in my life, Mom." She didn't understand and she didn't agree with me that meditation was the way to go. But I thought, all the Eastern mystics, though, I don't know, like everybody over there seems to get it. It's just Americans that are fried. It's Americans that are burned out. It's us over here in the Western part of the fucking world that doesn't seem to get it. I was like, "Mom, I just want to know. Can you find peace without, an antidepressant and an anti-anxiety medication?" And she suggested, don't try it. It's a doorway to devils. So what did I do? Naturally, as a rebel, with a cause, always with a cause, I meditated. And about 2 to 3 times, something like that, I had only just learned, popped out of my body. It took maybe about 10 minutes or so in meditation, and I just popped out of my body. Well, actually, I guess I should say that this being of light helped pull me out of my body. I got stuck between fear, I got stuck between the 3D world and wherever I was going, which is a very high dimension. It was not, I'm pretty sure it was not the 4th dimension or the 5th dimension. Could have been the 5D, I suppose. But yeah, it was way up there. Wherever up there is, it was way up there. And this energy was so amazing and loving and unconditionally loving. I called out for help. I said, "Please help me out. I'm trying to get out of it," meaning my body. And this being helped tug my soul out of my body. And I mean, one day I'll go into detail about this story. Not today. Today I'm just trying to find myself again after abuse. Self-abuse in the form of pleasing narcissists for the last, I don't know, as long as I've been doing live streams on this channel. I'm just trying to find myself again today. I'll go into storytelling some other time when I feel more confident, but right now, I'm just trying to transmute some energies and find myself again. Because I was abused so bad, I can't even believe it. I just can't even believe it. I can't believe how impoverished I've been. I can't believe the pain and the suffering I've experienced for 11 years. I can't. I can't. I can't even believe that it took that long to get me back into, I don't know, a state of peace within myself. 11 years. 11. Can you believe that? I remember when the first person I told was my boyfriend, who turned into my husband. I ran downstairs after the event, crying, tears streaming down my face, and told him, like, hey, I met God. What are you supposed to say to that? So, of course he didn't believe me. And he was one of many that along the journey didn't believe me. And I stopped believing, what I was saying. I stopped believing that I was a good person because they all kept telling me, no, you're following Satan. But I thought, if I'm following Satan, I can't wait to meet him again. Whatever you call it, I can't wait to see it again. So, 11 years of torture. Knowing that heaven exists and thinking that you have to be stuck in hell. Thinking that that is the place for you. Like your soul is so ugly that you have to be there. And I look at it now and I'm like, what? I mean, no, it was never ugly. My soul was never ugly. I was always beautiful. And it's like now I look back and I'm like, God, to even say such a thing, to believe that I ever deserved that pain for 11 years. But it's so tough. It's so tough because, and this is why I'm so grateful for the age of Aquarius, the information age and the technology age. People now being able to connect online and understand the awakening and mass consciousness awakening, and people are understanding that you're gods, like you are God. I learned that I'm God, not from the internet. I learned from real world experience. I learned from seeing that I am God. I saw my soul. And I was the first in my community, my church, my religion, my everything, my city. I was the first in any friend circle for 11 years. I was the first to have to experience it. And the trauma, oh my God, the trauma, what that does to a girl. Like, my God. Not to mention, though, having the psychic gifts that comes with that, too. So then you're just alone up Schitt's Creek without a paddle because nobody even relies on divination for answers. They rely on their ego. So if you rely on divination, the one thing that they think and call you is, witch, Jezebel spirit, false prophet, a charlatan. That hurt too, It's all hurt. It's all hurt. But I've never been this healed before. I've never been this ready to say, like, yeah, it hurt. It had to. It had to sting. It wouldn't have been worth it. None of it would have fucking made a difference if it didn't hurt. It had to burn a little, I was going through the fiery furnace. I was being refined. I was being purified. It had to hurt. It had to burn. I was in the underworld. I was in hell. Now, I'm in heaven. Well, depending on how much I feed it. Depending on how much I tell you right now that, oh, see, it hurts, and then this person did that, and then they did that to me, and then this happened and that happened. It depends. Do I really want to go back to that hellish realm? I could take you there with me. As a viewer, you could follow along and feed your energy into that reality that I'm creating for myself. And then using magic, both of us together in agreement, you could create that reality for me, and then I could get shifted there. So what I'd rather do instead is tell you right now that there's a reality where I've won the lottery. I have $111 million after taxes, because taxes are just a freaking joke. So I have $111 million in my bank account. And I bought a plant, what is it? I just almost said planet. Yeah, I bought a planet with that money. I bought a planned estate, a planned something. But it almost doesn't feel real. So never mind. I guess I'd rather talk about things that I've seen. It's just really sad, isn't it? I think this is what happens to the human psyche when you get abused so much. It's like you want to take that leap, you know? You want to talk about better things. But then you're like, oh, never mind. I guess I'll just stay here. But, and I really do mean this. At least I think I do. That there's this hope I've never had before. Hope on the horizon that's like, this won't take nearly as long as it did. I can get out of this today. I can maybe today be happier than I was yesterday. Like if someone were to hurt me today, I wouldn't hold on to it as nearly as long as I used to. And that's the hope. That's what it's like to enter nirvana. That's what it's like in the promised land. That's what heaven is. That's what heaven is. I would love for my life to be a walking testimony. The girl that was in hell survived it and then went home, went to heaven. And then live to talk about it and show you guys that it can be done while on earth, heaven on earth. You know what I mean? Like on earth as it is in heaven. So exactly as I saw it before. Comfort, peace, love, acceptance. But here on earth. So what would that take for me? Well, that would take money in the bank to feel comfortable. Food in the fridge to survive. A few friends, not much. I've lived with no one this long. I can do it with like one or two best friends. Maybe a chihuahua. And like the same circle of friends. Like just a couple friends and maybe a really special someone on my arm. And once you get to that point where it's like that's all life really should have been all along, it's like you realize your soul was beautiful all along. And you were deserving of that all along. So what then? What is it that for 11 years kept me out of this then? That part. That part right there. What's that? What is it? Is it a thought bubble, a thought form? Is it a demon? Is it a frequency? Is it a cage? Is it a video game program? Is it an alien species? What is it? You know? What is it that kept me out of harmony for 11 years? What I didn't need to be. What kept me in the state of lack? Because that's what brought my ass back down is I said to this being, telepathically, I said, don't send me back, don't send me back. I don't want to go back. Which now, hindsight's 2020, looking back, that implied duality. I believed right then that there was something else besides unconditional love, and I had to go back to it. So I got kicked out of heaven. I'm in good company. Lucifer had that same problem, so we're like best buds. I love Lucifer, and this is why. So if any of you have watched my channel and you're like, wow, a girl who boldly says that she loves Lucifer, yeah. I loved Lucifer before that was cool. I loved Lucifer before that was a thing. I loved Lucifer far before other people told me that he's the light bringer. People were telling me it was the devil. No. No, what I saw was not the devil. No. No. What I saw was humanity's only hope. What I saw was Christ. What I saw was Christ consciousness. What I saw was Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, whoever. It doesn't matter. There was no name tag. The ego itself is the only thing that needs a name tag. I didn't need a name tag. I just needed to know that that was love. But anyone for 11 years who consistently told me the opposite, they started to gaslight me. And then mixed with the fact that I didn't understand yet what the 3D reality is and that it's a projection of my own mind, man, it was a disaster. It was hell on earth, and it was cyclical, until my consciousness could figure it out. And it took 11 years for that to happen. You know? I'm grateful it was only 11. Jesus, God. Thinking about it, some people, maybe are on this awakening path for a lot longer. I don't know. Before they start realizing that they are really God. It's like I saw it. I saw that I was God. I saw I was pure light. I saw that I was a golden light. I was beautiful. That's what I saw. I saw my soul. But I didn't know yet that I was God. You know what I mean? I saw that I was God, but I didn't know that I was God. Now I know that I am God. And it took 11 years for me to have to learn lessons to know that. To know that I created the matrix and I'm also ending it, right? That who is the Lord? The Lord is my higher self. The Lord is the one that I saw. And so the day of the Lord is the day of her or he or it, we, she, they, whatever it was. The day of the Lord is the day of that soul. The day of the day of the Lord. And it is the day of the Lord. I know that a lot of people, when religious pulpit leaders, the leaders at the pulpit that got their degree online and then put it in a glass frame behind the pulpit and then call themselves Vicar of Christ. I do know that in religious circles, the day of the Lord is to be feared. But I don't fear the day of the Lord. I'm here for it. I love it. I think it's great. I don't fear it. Just because, I don't fear the Lord. I love the Lord. So I've loved the Lord for 11 years. When I saw the Lord 11 years ago, I loved God then. So why would now, when the world's ending and everybody's in utter fucking chaos, would I not love the Lord? Doesn't make sense. I loved the Lord through my utter chaos bullshit. Why wouldn't I love him now when I've seen all the miracles of God and I've seen how good he is to me? Why would I not love him now? Just because others don't? Okay. That's their own timeline. That's their own reality. They didn't learn the day of the Lord, so they didn't learn the Lord. They didn't know they are the Lord, so they don't love the Lord because they don't love themselves. So let them stay in the frequency that they're designed to be in. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go home because, I can. I'm free to go. I'm free to go. I've paid off karmic debt. And I did that. A majority lately has been on my live streams. I paid off a lot of karmic debt. A lot of karmic debt I never owed. A lot of karmic debt that everybody else owed. But I would transmute that pain for free on live streams and have no idea I was doing it. I was under this veil of illusion. I was under a spell of sorts. Picking up on random people's pain in the live stream. I'd absorb it. I'd have to go transmute it, take a salt bath, meditate, do some cord cutting. My whole life was devoted to healing others. I'm done. I'm not only over it, there's no resentment. I don't care what happens to you anymore. And I think that's a very scary thing for a lot of people, but I mean, I don't. I don't care if you get sick. I don't care. I don't care if you go to God or you don't. I don't care. Don't then. Go do whatever you're going to do and to your own body and your own life, get your own karma. I don't care. I'm just done transmuting yours. And then living a lie that I owe it. I never owed it. No. Mm-mm. That's the whole story. That's the whole thing. The whole hero's journey, the whole mission to self-love, to union within self. You realize you never owed it. It was other people's karma. Generational. As a starseed, you come here as a curse breaker, as a generational curse breaker, and you didn't owe it. Your family did. The one that you decided to incarnate into owed it. And because you're unconditional love as a soul, you wanted to come here and take that burden on as your own to end that suffering. My mom, she told me that she prayed for me. She said she'd never prayed for anything harder than me. So, as a starseed, I got to come here because somebody prayed for me. In the same way that if you were to pray to God for some help with paying a bill, he would send a messenger to give you money, or you would, do a scratch off and win $50, whatever. As a starseed, my mom pulled on my energy, and I was a spirit baby. So, I never owed it. Never. Not one day did my soul deserve that. And not one day did she deserve that. No, not one day did you deserve the pain of what this world is, what it was. As you're transitioning into heaven now, it feels like I'm a spirit guide who's welcoming you into the pearly gates, like a demo, like I'm making a video demo right now. And it's like, hello and welcome to the Pearly Gates University. Like, welcome. You have unlimited access to the fruit bar. I look at it now as we're all dead and we're already going into heaven. We're dead. We've been dead a while. But we didn't know. We didn't know. It's kind of like, you ever watch those ghost shows and they talk about like a spirit that's still residually haunting a place, and they're like, I don't think they know they're dead. Do you think they know they're dead? And they don't, because that soul, that spirit hasn't yet recognized it's in a loop. I think I'm dead. I think I've been dead a minute. But I think I'm alive for the first time in my life, too. Does it make sense? I think I'm entering heaven in the same way that people do when they cross over, but I'm just alive. I mean, I'm here in the physical. I'm here in the flesh so I can show you that it can be done, but overall, I'm already dead. I'm already really on the other side. But I'm teetering between the 3D and the 5D, you know what I mean? Like I'm kind of just trying to, I like it. I like doing that, especially as a psychic medium. Like I like that. Living in the world, but being not of it. I like being here in the 3D, because I love to smell candles and, play video games and eat really good food. And I like that. But I also like the 5D, the unconditional love, knowing that I am God and I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever I want. I can astral travel. I can read minds. I can do a whole bunch of cool shit if I wanted to. But sometimes there's a price to pay for living a life like that. The best of both worlds, quite literally, is that you sometimes forget you're in a matrix. You're in a cage. You forget that you're in the video game. Sometimes. It can seem so real, so visceral. Right? so tangible. I mean, the things that you feel, you forget that you're in a video game sometimes. You forget that ye are gods. So there is a price to pay. But the more you become enlightened to who you really are, the less matrix there is to trick you. The more often you remember, oh shit, yeah, this is a video game. Right, yeah, right, there is no poverty. Right, no, there's $111 million in my bank account. Right, yeah. The more you can be like that, you'll never have to, again, go back to sleep. You're really truly awake now. You're really truly alive now. Which, you know, when I just contradicted myself and say, I'm really dead. Well, maybe going into the afterlife is when you really wake up, right? Maybe you really die when you're born, and at your funeral is when you're really alive. I don't know. I'm just talking about my ass today. But I'm speaking a lot of philosophical quotes because I haven't heard myself think in a really long time. I've been hearing everybody's chatter for so long on these live streams as a psychic, like being tortured with everybody's negative bullshit. And I wanted to help them. In the same way I wanted to come here to help my mom too, you know? A collective that's fallen. People who are suffering all the time. You know, they tell themselves constantly like, oh, great, and that happened today, and then she said that to me, and then, oh, yeah, well, you're not going to make your ends meet that way, and, you know, and there's just, you want to be that one that transmutes it for them and says, like, no, look, here's how you do it. You can change it. You could change your mind. Let's just think positive thoughts. And then you get reamed, and then you get blasted, right? Energetically. And so many of us don't have energetic boundaries, so we don't know how to withstand that torture. And that's what was happening to me on live streams recently. So I think I'm done. I think I'm done with live streams. I'm going to let God lead me in a different direction for money to make ends meet, because I can't do it. I love myself too much. I'm too beautiful of a person, of an earth angel. I don't want to help heal you for free anymore. I don't care. I don't. And you know, I think a lot of empaths that give up and you surrender and you throw your hands up and you're like, I don't care, do whatever you're going to do. I think it's at that moment the narcissists of the world would say something like, wow, see, yeah, you never cared at all, did you? You didn't really love anybody. But this is when it pays to know thyself. Because I know that I loved the world unconditionally. And I know I loved my mom unconditionally. I know I loved myself unconditionally. I know I loved my ex-husband unconditionally. I know I loved random strangers unconditionally. So even projections by people who are like, you never loved us. Even that's bullshit. That's your projection. I know that I loved you unconditionally. I know that I loved everyone in the old world unconditionally, but the old world's dead. And I'm alive, so I don't deserve to be there. Anyway, it's a very heavy day for purging and processing and stuff, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I have this ability to do this today, to just hear myself think, and I don't have to hear everybody's like projections and, you know, telepathy, because I'm telepathic, so in live streams it was too much. I heard way too many telepathic thoughts I didn't want to hear, you know, every single day. And that pain, I just wanted to transmute it for people. I'm too beautiful. Go transmute it for yourself. Thanks for watching.